Hi everyone, this is Goldine with Positively Me, and I am here with the lovely Gabrielle Neverson, aka Gabs. That's how I know her. We go way back.
Way back.
All right, Gabrielle, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It is a pleasure to have you here today. And I am sure myself and the viewers, they are going to be so intrigued to hear more about your business, which I'm excited about.
Thank you for
And
having me.
you're awesome. So, Gabrielle and I, we've known each other for quite some time. We met in school, like how we say it back home, donkey years,
Donkey
ages ago.
years.
And just briefly, Gabs, where did you grow up in St. Vincent?
Well, I am originally from Lomans, Windward, which is
Hmm.
on the windward side of the island. But I moved from Lomans when I was about 6 years old, my family and I. And we moved to the leeward side of the island where I resided for a short period of time. And
Right.
then I moved to Prospect to live with my aunt and my cousins. And I basically stayed living in Prospect until I was working when I first started teaching. And
Right.
then I moved out on my own. I went to Brighton and I went back to Lomans Windward after I went to study in Barbados. I
Wow.
went back to Lomans for a brief time. And while my
Mhm.
house was being constructed, I stayed there. And then when my house was finished, I moved to where I'm currently living in Clare Valley, which is on the leeward side of the island. So I have
Wow.
moved around quite a bit.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. What did
Yes.
you study in Barbados?
I did Spanish with management.
Awesome. And you still teach now, yes?
Yes, I still teach. I have been teaching for I'm gonna reveal my age. I mean, I'm only 21 years old, but I have been teaching for over 21 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a long time. Oh
Yes.
gosh, girl, you make me feel old. But we're still younglings. We're still
Of course,
younglings.
of course.
What school do you teach?
I teach the intermediate high school. We call it Timmy.
Right.
Yes. But I
And what do
started
you,
off teaching, that's a secondary school, that's a high school. But I
right?
started off teaching at the primary school level.
Okay.
I taught at the primary level for 7 years. Then I went off to study. And then when I came back from studying, I was placed at the intermediate high school. That was in 2012. So I have been at the intermediate high school from 2012 until present.
Wow. And what do you teach there?
I teach Spanish and I also
You
teach
teach Spanish.
English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you're such a great inspiration for your students as well. I always see you, be posting stuff, and so
Yep.
you know what? That's really awesome for you. You're somebody that they can look up to, a role model, and we do need more of that.
Yes,
All
that's one
right,
of
so
my jobs as a teacher to not only to educate but to inspire.
right.
And I really do love my students, even though sometimes
Oh,
I have to be hard on them. They know it's from a place of love. So even if
yes.
I just finish punishing them, they will come and they will be up under me. Yeah, that's just the kind of relationship I have with my students.
Those are your extended kids. Let's put it
Yes,
that way.
definitely.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about your inspiration behind your business, Gabs.
Ooh, story time.
Yes.
So, well, my business involves natural hair
Hmm.
and skincare and eczema
Okay.
care line. Um, I will start off with the natural hair care line and how I eventually came about creating that product.
Right.
I never liked my natural hair. To be quite honest, I never liked my natural hair. So I was you name it, I have done it to my hair. I relaxed my hair. I had my hair relaxed for a long time. Um, and I went back natural. Then I relaxed it again because I never liked the texture of my hair.
Yeah.
When I went off to study, at that time I had relaxed hair. And my hair was over processed. I think the stress from studying, the water in Barbados, everything just took a toll on my hair. And one day I just decided I'm going to start over. I'm going to just, because my hair was just falling off, you
Yeah.
know, and I cut off all of my hair. I don't like short hair, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
And then I became a product junkie. I started looking at a lot of YouTube videos, and whatever I saw these ladies using in their hair, I would just buy it. And I would try it, and it would not work the way it worked on their hair, because we
Right.
all have different hair, the
That's true. And
texture.
different texture as well. Even if it's natural, we have different texture within our natural hairs.
Yes. And then I grew back out my natural hair. And then one day I saw this young lady and she had curls. She had like a dry curl. And I'm like, ooh, I want that. I went to my hairdresser
Ooh,
and I said, I want you to dry curl my hair. She said, get out of my salon. You do not want your hair dry curled. And I
really?
really didn't. And then after I just kept seeing this young lady, I do not know her. I just kept seeing her. And
Right.
I made up my mind. I decided I wanted to try something different with my hair. And ooh, my hair started to flourish with that dry curl.
Eh,
Ooh,
eh,
ooh. And
eh.
then I endured a traumatic experience. I got pregnant, and not too long after that, I had a miscarriage. And
Wow.
I did not realize that all of these things do have an effect on your hair, on your skin, on
Mhm,
just your being. And
mhm.
my hair started falling out. I would treat my hair, I would do everything to my hair, but it kept falling out. So I decided I was going to my brother, who is a barber, and I said, before I change my mind, please just cut off all my hair. I had maybe
Wow.
half inch of new growth on my hair, on my head. I looked like a boy. I hated it.
Wow.
I couldn't wait for my hair to grow back. Then I started to become a product junkie again. And I just started doing all of these things to my hair. And I'm like, you know something? I need something that is more natural, because these
Mm,
gels and all of these things that I'm using on my hair, it's not working for me. So I decided to start looking at videos on natural hair products. And then the shea butter came up. I didn't really know about shea butter and all of these things. And I started looking at them making whipped shea butter hair products. And I started going looking for shea butter and these oils. And then I came up with a product with three ingredients only: shea butter,
wow.
coconut oil, and
Mm-hmm.
honey.
Whoa.
And I mixed that up and I started using it in my hair. And
Right.
Goldine, honey, the texture, when I tell you, the texture of my hair changed and my hair just started growing. My hair
Wow.
started growing. And then I started advertising it on Facebook, not because I was starting a business, but I just
Yes.
wanted to show people, this is what is happening to my hair. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
document it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
people started saying, oh, I want some. So what I started doing was making this product and just giving it away. I was not even selling. I was just making, okay, it
Right.
makes me feel good. It's working on my hair. You try it on
Yep.
your hair. And that is what happened with the hair care products. And then I started experimenting with different products in it, different ingredients. None of my
Mm-hmm.
ingredients, by the way, are chemical based. They're all natural. I used to
Which
make
is what we want
oils.
now. All
Yes.
natural.
I
Yes.
used to be making oils, like go in my mother's garden and pick a hibiscus flowers and be making hibiscus oils, pomegranate oils, lemongrass oil, you name it. I have
Hey.
made it and included it in my hair products. And
You
I
are
think
you are
because
basically like a little scientist too,
I became a chemist, I became a chemist. And that is how I came about the hair care product. Now, the
Right.
skincare, the eczema care, I don't have eczema. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have dry skin issues. I may have acne issues, but I don't have those kinds of skin issues. My
Yes.
son, however,
Ah,
he wasn't born with eczema. He developed it. And
okay.
I didn't know what was happening to his skin. Um, I took him to many doctors. They would just give me some kind of cream, some kind of steroid, something to rub on his skin. It would clear up quickly, then it would just flare up. And I was not having it. And then one day I was like, I had an epiphany. And I said, this shea butter product that I'm using on my scalp, which is a part of my skin, and it's
Mhm,
working.
mhm.
I wonder if I can incorporate that and make a skincare product. Then I started, researching again,
Yes.
and I realized that you can make these skin products with the shea butter. So I was like,
Wow. Light
and
bulb
Miss
moment. Tick,
Girl,
tick,
they say necessity is the mother of invention.
tick. Hmm.
My son became my guinea pig, and
Wow.
I whipped up this skin product and
Hmm.
I used it on him. And I am telling you, in no time, those dry patches on his skin started to flake off, and you could see the
Wow.
clear skin underneath. And I'm like, what? Okay, I'm onto something here. So, hair
Yes.
and skin. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's amazing. And it's really great because you got to test it out first. You test out
Yes,
the hair care product on yourself, it worked, and then you tested it out on your son, and it
and
worked.
it worked. And
Wow.
not
Oh,
only my son, I had a student. He's in Form 4 now. But when he
right?
just came in Form 1, those students who they're bubbly, they're full of life, but he had some sort of self-esteem issue. And
Yes.
as a teacher, as a parent, you recognize these things. And as a teacher, you also recognize when a child is having some sort of issue. And I
Yes.
noticed that he would have his hands in his pockets. And I said to him
Mm.
one day, come here, show me your hands. And he showed me, and his hands were like dry and scaly and looking old.
Mm.
So I said to him, what is wrong with your hands? And he said, Miss, I have eczema. I said, really?
Mm.
I said, my son has eczema. I said, I have this product that I use on my son, but could you go home and ask your mommy if it is okay for me to bring
Right.
a cream for you to use on your skin, because I can't just go and put anything on any children's skin next to
Yes.
me.
Yes.
So he came back the next day and he said, Miss, my mommy said that it's okay. And I just happened to have it on me. And
Yes.
I told him, I said, go and wash your hands. Make sure you wash your hands, well, and then come back to me. And I gave him, it was in a little tube. Because remember, I said, I am making these things and I'm just giving them
Giving them
away.
away. Yeah.
And he used it on his hand. And I said, you don't have to use a lot because it contains oils. So you don't need to use a lot. And I said, you would
Yes.
use it on your skin. Before you put it on your skin, you always make sure you wash your hands and you dry your hands. And he started using it. And I am sorry, I did not take out that picture the first day, like before he started using it. Goldie, in about a week, I'm not even exaggerating. I kept checking on his hands, and
Wow.
I have pictures on Facebook, showing
Yes.
you the progress of his skin. And then he
Yes.
started going around the school and telling these students, Miss Neverson has this product and it's good for eczema. So all of the students with eczema now started coming to me for my magic cream, as they would say,
That's
And
what you
one
call word of mouth advertising.
he came, he said, Miss, my mommy said this thing here bad.
Hey, hey. Wow.
Yeah, because he would have
That is
used it
amazing. And you
and
see, you didn't think about taking out the picture then because in your
no,
head, you were just giving these things away. You weren't thinking to
I was not.
commercialize the product, right?
No,
So
I was
you
not.
wouldn't have thought to take the picture out.
I wasn't
My
even thinking about
goodness.
going into business at that time. I was just
Yeah.
developing something that worked for me and worked for my son. That was just it.
Wow. So you see, what happens is, which a lot of times happen a lot with businesses in terms of,
Mhm.
especially when people, they want to create a business, you think of a problem that you can solve,
Right.
right? So you had a problem, and it's a reoccurring problem
Mhm.
every day with a lot of people.
Right.
Hair care issues, eczema issues, skin, and you created a solution for that.
Yes.
Wow. So how do you ensure the quality and purity of the products? I know you said it's all natural. So
Correct.
how do you ensure that quality is consistent over time?
Well, I use the same products, and
Hmm.
one of the ingredients that I use, honey. Whereas for my other ingredients like the shea butter and the mango butter, which is an awesome emollient,
Ooh,
um,
mango.
and my essential oils that I use, because
Right.
if you just use the shea butter, for me, I don't mind the natural scent from the shea butter, but not everybody is gonna like that. So I would use
That's
other
true.
essential oils.
It has a
I
distinct smell. It's
Yes,
true.
it does, right. And I ensure that my honey that I use is Vincentian honey. It is the only one
Wow.
that I would trust. I don't go on the supermarket shelf and buy any other honey because I don't know what that would do if I add
Mm-hmm.
it. If I'm not accustomed to adding any other sort of honey in my product, I don't know what would happen and I'm not going to take that risk. So I
True.
always ensure that all of my products are good. I have
Mm-hmm.
no chemicals, no preservatives, nothing
Wow.
dangerous, no dangerous ingredients in my products. It's just all natural.
Wow. And you mentioned mango. That mango, that's a hair care or the skin?
Actually, both.
Ooh.
Both. Because, with your hair, you want to retain that moisture. And
Mm-hmm.
the mango butter, it helps. It's just it helps. It's a nice emollient. It's very lightweight and it's just lovely on your hair. The honey has so many wonderful, uses, benefits. It's a
True.
humectant. It draws moisture from the atmosphere to your hair, to your
Wow.
skin. And with our natural hair, we might think, oh, our natural hair, it's strong, but our natural hair is very weak and it's very, it can be damaged easily if you do not take care of it. So you have to be
Yes.
careful what you put on your hair. You have to be careful how you comb your hair, how you
Especially when
treat your hair.
you're in your hair all the time, manipulating it a
Right,
lot, right? It can, yeah,
right.
I learned that the hard way.
Yes. Which is why I do a lot of protective styles. You see, right now my
Me
hair is
too.
all wrapped. I'm
Yeah,
rocking a protective style because
me too. Right now, I got the weaving. I went
mhm,
back natural. It's about a year now since I've gone back natural. It took me a while. It took commitment because every year I'm like, oh, I'm going back natural. Then I'll start. Then
right.
I'll find that moment of weakness, girl.
I know
Back to the relaxer.
the creamy crack.
Yes. And then it was early last year, I fully committed to going back to natural. And you know what? I have no regrets.
That's
And
wonderful.
what I always do just to keep, my hair covered, I braid it, I
Right.
weave it, and it's been amazing. And I have bought your product when I was home.
I know.
I bought your product, girl, because you know that I support you. And it's
Yep.
absolutely incredible. I kind of wish I bought more. But it seems like the texture, because I think when I bought it, you were still in the beginning phase, right?
Yes.
Yes. It seems like, and let me know correct me if I'm wrong here.
Right.
From the pictures that I'm seeing now of your product, it's more creamy versus when I initially had got it, where it was
Right.
a little bit more texture. So
Right.
tell me, what did you change there from the beginning to now?
Um, Adding more oils to it,
Okay.
you know, um, whipping it more. And it's just
Ah,
it was all about trial and error, you know,
got you.
trial and error. It's really that. And it's nothing big that I did to it. It's just that you would have taken more time whipping the product and you
Yes.
would have added just a little bit more ingredients in it, a little bit more oil to get that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. How long does it take you to make one of your products? It's 4 and 8 ounces, is it?
The 4 ounce is the skincare, the eczema care,
Okay.
and the 8 ounce and the 12 ounce. I recently introduced the 12 ounce because persons were like, this thing is finishing too fast. Although I
Yeah.
would say to them, and it's not even my business to say to them because at the end of the day, as a business person, you would want them to keep coming back and buying your product. But as an
Yes.
honest person, I would say to them, you don't need to use a lot of it. A
Mm-hmm.
little bit goes a long way. But sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people are heavy-handed and you can't tell people how to, use your product. So I introduced a 12 ounce.
Okay, okay. And that's good as well in terms of making proper, business decisions in terms of adapting. As you get customers
Right.
over time, you adapt to their needs and what they want. I mean, you don't
Correct.
have to do like 20, 12 ounces, but as you
Right.
get those orders, you do a little bit. So
Yes.
that's another way of making really good business decisions as it's something you learn the more you get into it and the more you get into business.
And in
So,
terms of you ask, sorry, not to cut you. In terms of
no,
you
that's
asking
okay.
how long it takes to
Yes,
usually, it usually takes to make a well, I am not in the this I'm not at the stage yet where I am doing huge amounts at once. I would do
right.
by orders.
Yes.
And so it usually takes me about half an hour.
Oh,
And it's just, yes, it's just a matter of gathering the ingredients, putting them together, whipping them, melting
right.
whatever you need to melt before you add them, because one of my ingredients is cocoa butter. And cocoa butter, you cannot just whip, it's not gonna whip like that. So I
Yeah.
usually have to melt it before I add it to the batch that I'm whipping. So it takes about
Okay.
30 minutes in
Okay.
total. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
It's not.
And how long would you say on average
Uh-huh.
would, let's say, an 8 ounce last a customer?
Say that again, sorry.
How long on average would an
Uh-huh.
8 ounce portion last a customer?
It depends on the customer, because I've had
Okay.
persons who would go through them really fast, and then there are
Right.
persons who would listen to me and use a little at a time, which is bad for my business, but
Yeah.
yes, so it varies. It varies by customer and by
Okay.
need. Yeah.
Ah, true. So what would you say set you apart from your competitors?
Well, there are a lot of people out there who are into natural care products,
Mhm.
and I would shout out my crown of curls. She's doing an excellent job. She's also a Vincentian based, and she has come a really long way. She has other a wide line of other products. She makes shampoos, and this is me giving her free advertisements and bigging her up, and that's okay, because you have to give props where props had to be
Yep.
given.
Yep.
um I think what sets me apart is that I have no preservatives, no harsh chemicals, nothing like that in my product. And all of my products include a secret ingredient, which I would reveal, is the love that I put into making every batch. Like,
Yeah.
I make sure that every single time I make a product, that it is consistent, that I don't skim on the ingredients. So every time the texture, the consistency of it is like butter frosting. I have heard it being um described as being like butter frosting. It's like, and my product leaves no buildup whatsoever on your hair, on your skin. Once you put it in
It's
your
really
skin, on
good.
your scalp, on your hair, it just blends right into it. It does not drip on your clothes.
Mhm.
It's so, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure
That
about the
is
others,
really
because
awesome.
I've never used the products from my competitors. I've never done it. But
Right.
for me, and for what I have been told by others who use it, well, actually, I've never received a negative review on my product. I have
Right.
this friend, a male. He's a male, and he uses it on his bed. Hi, Osei.
Ooh.
He uses it on his
Ooh.
bed. And
So men can use these as well on the
of
bed, in
course,
their hair as well.
yes. And you don't have to be an adult to use it. I have started using this on I have a little great niece. She is almost 2 now. And since she
Yes.
was 4 months old, I was using this on her. She had no hair whatsoever, just maybe a little bit at the back there. And we
Yes.
started using this, and her hair is coming in now.
Oh
Hmm.
my
Yep.
goodness. And you know what? As you talk about this, I can actually see the passion in your face
Yep.
talking about this.
Yep.
So, I mean, all that secret ingredients, it's really good because
Yes.
when you're in business, you want to do what you love, you want to do what you're passionate about, and it
Correct.
makes a huge difference.
Correct.
Yes. So, what would you say would be some of the challenges that you have faced while operating your business? Whether if it's, you know, getting the ingredients together or any obstacles that you face before you started, or even mental obstacle, because mentally we can really hold ourselves back at times.
That's true. One of the main obstacles that I faced, and that I continue to face, is getting my ingredients. Um,
Okay.
I can't have, they're not, because I have to get them in bulk, you know. I can't get them here, so I have to order them online. But I have a lovely
Oh,
friend, hi Adika, and
hi, Adika.
I would just say to her, I need for you to get me these things, and then she would be like, okay, no problem, and she would just get them for me. So I make
Oh,
sure that I order enough, so that I would have, so when I make my when persons make their orders, I would have enough ingredients, so I don't have to shut down production. That happened to
yeah.
me before, and that is not a good feeling when you get an order and you have to say to people, I
Yep.
don't have containers, or I don't have. So now what I have learned to do is to buy more and more. And because I mean, it's not a well established business as yet, as I said,
As yet.
but whatever monies that I would get from my sales, I would make sure I put it aside. I have my own account for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would purchase my products maybe once a year, my ingredients, my containers, my oils, my shea butter, whatever I need, so that I don't have to run out. Um,
Right.
the startup was a bit difficult, because with every business you have to have the capital to start
Yes.
up. And
Yes.
as a single parent, as a full-time teacher, as somebody with a mortgage, with bills, and all of these things, yeah, I had to find the money to somehow start up. And I am really grateful that I was given the opportunity, um, to get some monies, some free monies, to start
Right.
my business. So I want to say
Right.
thank you to the government. They initiated a Prime program,
Yes.
PRYME, and
Yes.
it stands for Promoting Youth Micro Enterprises. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a program where they were giving grants, monies, not loans, giving monies up to $40,000 to
Yep.
persons, entrepreneurs, new business owners, to invest into their business. Um,
Right.
I was fortunate enough, and I think it's probably because I did not ask for too much. Sometimes when you ask for too much, you don't get. So
Yes.
I
How
did
much
not
did you
ask
ask
for
for?
too much. I only wanted monies to buy um, a kitchen aid, because
Right.
I started out my business with a hand, those whisk
Hand
that you
mixer.
actually have to whisk it yourself. Then I graduated to a hand mixer, and then I graduated to a kitchen aid, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
as my business grows, I will get one of those big things.
Yes.
But I only wanted that to start out, and I wanted, monies to buy containers and just
Right.
these ingredients to start up in the business. So I really want to say thank you to the government, because without that grant, I would probably be still making one and one and one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much did you ask for, Gabs?
I only asked for $5,000.
Okay, that's good. I remember that program. I
Yes.
remember, um, when they had that program. Do you know, is that program still existing today, or?
I think it does. I am not really sure, but I think it
Okay.
does. I think it does.
Okay, okay. That's really awesome. So thank you to Prime and the Prime program got Gabs started. And for anybody who's looking for information, I'm sure there's information out there where you can find out if the Prime program is still going on today, if it's
Right.
still occurring today, right? It's one of the only programs, governmental programs that I've heard about over the last few years. I'm not sure if there's any other programs in terms of businesses through the government that's going on there.
Right.
But that's awesome. So how do you target your market? How do you market to your customers?
Right. So I usually use social media. I have a Facebook page, Shea
Hmm.
Naturel by Gabrielle.
Okay.
Also on Instagram, I have a page at Shea Naturel by Gabrielle, and I also do a lot of promotion on my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is very active, you know.
Nice.
Um,
Very nice.
Basically, that's how I would promote and market my product.
Yes.
My son, my son tells me, "Mom, you're sitting down on a fortune. You're sitting down on so much money. You
Wow.
need to do more." And I think because I work full time, and this kind of like is a what we say a side hustle, but
Yeah.
I need to make my side hustle more than just a side hustle. And
Yeah.
I know that my products have the ability to, according to him, to make me rich. He wants me
Yes.
to get rich.
Yes. How's your son?
He's 17. I'm telling my age again.
Wait,
My
wait,
son
wait,
is
wait, wait, wait,
17.
wait, wait a minute, woman. Wait a minute. He's 17.
He's 17. He'll be 18 in
That's
December. Yep.
fine. Big man.
Big man, that's.
My goodness, Gabs. Hey, that's
Hmm.
awesome. And you know what? It's great for him to see mom,
Yes.
right, pursuing her passion as to what she loves. That is a great example for him to watch and see because, I mean, growing up home, we need to be an example for the kids coming out because I tell you, there are lots of talented kids back home.
A lot.
They just don't know how to go about doing what they love. And there's a lack of resources, there's a lack of training and development, for them to get into. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. And
So,
sometimes it's a lack of motivation too. They're not
yeah,
motivated to, yeah, to want to do something positive. Because
yeah,
they can go out there and they can create. They can be creative. Because a lot of them, as you said, they're very talented. They're good with their
yes,
hands, whether it's
very
making
much.
things, whether
Hmm.
it's making music, they're very, very creative. So
Very
they just need
talented.
to find an avenue to channel all of that creativity.
And you see, which means you're in the perfect profession because you are there to also help, be a role model and inspire and motivate every kid that you come in
Correct.
contact to,
Correct.
which is
Correct.
a huge blessing because when you leave, there's always going to be that one teacher you always remember. Like for me, Bethel, that
Uh-huh.
one teacher that I always remember is Mr. Jackson. I
Okay.
could never forget Mr. Jackson. The way he taught, the way his passion came out in geography, there's always that one teacher. And God, you're going to be that one teacher that your students are always going to remember. Trust me.
Okay.
So, what partnerships or collaborations, have you done any collaborations with your business? Did you collaborate with anybody in terms of promotion or anything?
No, I've never done that. I'm a solo
Okay.
solo
Solo
business.
woman.
Yes. For now.
For
For
now,
now.
for
Yeah.
now, for now.
You never know what the future
Myself,
holds.
yeah, myself, in business, being in furniture, my furniture business back
Right.
home. Like for me, one of the things I would love to do is collaborate with other Vinci businesses.
Okay.
For example, when Christmas times come, like I can order a batch of items from you. And then
Right.
what I would do is do giveaways at Christmas. So
Right.
for me, that is a future development I would love to go into in terms of collaborating with other business people.
Right.
So for
That's
you,
awesome.
what other future developments do you have for your business?
I think I would like to create other lines in my products, maybe
Hmm.
shampoos, leave-in conditioners, treatments. because I am big on natural treatments. Like just
Yes.
recently, um, I spent the Easter in Union Island, and I was able to go right on along the beach
Mm-hmm.
and just pick up out of the water, just like that, sea moss.
Wow.
And I was able to use that sea moss, and I blended it, and I used what we call prickly pear. I think some people call it ratchet and tuna. It's a
Okay.
cactus. It's a
I
part
know
of
it
the
as the
cactus.
prickly pear.
Right.
Yeah,
So I used that, and I blended all of them together, and I made a hair treatment.
that's awesome. So we're basically using, well, you are using the natural elements of the earth that God provides,
Correct.
which are usually the best resources and ingredients
Most
for our
definitely.
bodies.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
okay, perfect. So how do you, let's say, navigate customer feedback in terms of, like for me as a business owner, I get negative feedback as well as positive feedback.
Hmm.
Sometimes people will be like, "Oh, your price too high," right? Which a lot of times people have been saying since they don't understand what goes into creating a
I
business. They don't
know.
understand that your quality might be different from someone else's quality,
Right.
which then in terms affects the price, right?
Correct.
So how do you navigate feedback, both negative and positive?
To be honest, I have never received a negative feedback. Um, remember I told you in the beginning, I would just use three ingredients: the shea
Yes,
butter, the honey, and the coconut oil. I had
yes,
no essential oils. There were no peppermint oils or any lavender oils to make it, to improve the smell. So
right,
I remember I wouldn't really call it a negative feedback, but
right.
somebody told me, she doesn't really like the scent of the just the shea butter in it. So I was like, okay, I
Ah,
don't mind it as for me personally, I don't mind it, but somebody who buys my product, and if they say, they don't like this, then I
mm-hmm,
made sure that I improved. I added different essential oils to it to
right,
improve the scent.
right.
So, and positively, I when people tell me, "Oh, this your product is so great," I feel good, and I just continue to provide quality product for my customers.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So I know you mentioned the Prime program, right?
Mhm,
In
mhm.
terms of support, do you think there's a lack of support for potential entrepreneurs, whether it's specifically when it comes to the government? Do you think that there's more that can be done to assist potential entrepreneurs?
There is always more that can be done. At the end of the day, however, as bad as it might sound, everybody will not get the help. I don't know how
Yeah,
that sounds bad.
yeah.
um but there is definitely more that can be done. I think there are avenues where persons can actually go and speak to persons. If you have a business idea and you want
Mm-hmm.
assistance, there are places and persons you can talk to. I think
Right.
within the government or within the private sector, you can go and talk to and just get some business ideas, some encouragement, some support, some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the ideas and the support might not be necessarily monetary.
Right.
The assistance might not be monetary, but you can actually get advice.
Okay. What would you like to see implemented, like
Mhm.
for the government? What would you like the government to implement as time goes by? What would you like to see?
I would like to see them assisting entrepreneurs more. You know,
Okay.
I know money is hard to find,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think that they can do more. They can support persons more, whether it is providing startup funds,
Right.
providing a space for them to do whatever it is. Maybe rent some sort of
That's a very good idea, actually.
marketplaces, give them a room, give them some sort of space.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
a
the
good
support
idea.
can be in that kind of avenue.
That's a very good idea. And from my end, to add to that, what I would like to see
Hmm.
is more support in terms of educating potential entrepreneurs
Yes.
because there's so many people with the skills, but when it comes to managing a business, that's a whole
Right.
different ball
Yes.
game, right? Keeping your numbers straight, right? What if
Yes.
it's a simple Excel document where you can keep your figures,
Right.
um, customer relations information. So even in terms of having some educational programs for entrepreneurs just for them to have continuous learning.
Right.
I would love to see that.
Yes, I would love to see that as well.
Yes, that would be awesome. Maybe you'd be there, speaking or teaching one of those programs
You
one day.
never
You never
know.
know.
You never know.
That would be great. Like a huge business conference, all of us. We get a conference together. We have
Right.
people um with tables really advertising their products, showcasing their products. It'll be like Vinci Business Conference every year.
Right.
That would be something
That would
great
be
for us
awesome.
to, if we
Mm-hmm.
can get some support for that, I
Yes,
would be all in, all hands on deck for
I
something
know.
like that.
Yes, definitely.
Now, what advice would you like to give to, aspiring entrepreneurs? I know you mentioned that you had that miscarriage and that really played a part with, even starting your business, right? And
Right.
many times people can get like quite discouraged when events happen in their life, but you push forward.
Yes.
So what advice can you give to, entrepreneurs, especially people who face difficulties?
They say a dream without action is just a wish.
Yep.
I think persons need to not just sit down and say, "Oh, I would like to do this, and that would be a good idea," and just sit on that and not do anything to actually pursue. So I would
Yes.
encourage persons, if even you have to come and talk to somebody. Get help if you have to get help. If you don't know how to begin, but you have an idea and you want to tell somebody who's trusted, you can do that. But don't sit on your talents, don't sit on your dreams, because then it will nothing will happen. So just push yourself, get up off of that your tushy, and push yourself and make it work. Make it work.
Wow. That's really amazing. And I'd add one thing to that as well is when you have an idea, because we can talk ourselves out of things because we be like, oh, this is stupid. This is a stupid idea.
Mm-hmm.
Or we might have an idea and we would voice it to a friend or family who probably would, discourage
Yes,
us
sorry,
in
I
some
know.
way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've probably been there too, right? But no idea is too silly. Like for
No.
me, I have studied and tried so many things in my life, so
Mhm.
many different businesses in my life. All you gotta do is try because
Right.
one day,
Correct.
something that you try is going to be the dream of your life.
Correct. That is so true.
Yeah.
Because I never expected to be in this position where I have my own, I actually have a registered business. I was
Wow.
just doing something to help my hair, to manage my hair that I never liked. And look at me now loving on my hair
Hmm.
because I
Hmm.
decided that I was going to try.
There you go. There you go. And now look at you, a flourishing business, a business that's going to continue to grow more
Correct.
and more each year because honestly, your product is needed, something that doesn't have chemicals, something all natural. And I can't wait to come back home so I can get some more because the one you gave me, done. Okay? It's, it's done.
Hurry
And
back so you can
my
get your
son
cash.
struggles with eczema.
Yes.
And we've tried a couple things too, and yeah. So I'm looking forward, Gabs, when I come home again to get some of your items. And I'm gonna need a couple, right? So it lasts me because it's not like I'm home every year or something,
I know.
right? So Before we close this off, I always like to end it with two questions. One, what is your favorite Vinci dish?
Um, I would probably have to say pillow. I have loved pillow since I was a child.
Oh,
And like since I
pilau.
have gotten older, I would add other things to my pillow. So pillow is not just chicken. You can also put
Mm,
pigtails in it. You can put whatever meat you want in it.
nice.
You would have to say
And for
pillow.
the viewers out there who is not familiar with pilau, just briefly
Mhm.
explain what pilau is,
Well, we say it's brown rice and chicken.
right?
So we have everything, all of our ingredients together, cooked up together. So it looks brown. It's supposed to look brown and a rich brown color.
Ooh, nice. Okay, perfect. So I always like to teach the audience, especially for the viewers who are, not Vincentian. I like to make, our dialect aware to other people. If
Right.
everybody's learning something. So
Mhm.
I would like for you to say something in Vinci dialect for me and then translate that to proper English for the viewers who wouldn't know.
Paya Guine, where are you going?
Dialect is funny. And
Yes,
depending on which side of the island you come from, it can sound even worse.
it's
So
true.
perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Gabrielle. It
Thank you
has
for
been
having
an honor
me.
and pleasure to have you, the owner and founder of Shea Naturel.
Thank you for having
Perfect.
me.
You are so welcome. I am going to put all your social media links at the bottom of the video so everybody knows how to reach you, how to get in contact with you to get their hair and skin together.
Yes, appreciate.
Perfect. Thank you, Gabrielle.
Bye. Mwah.
See
Bye.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.